Germany issues early warning of possible gas shortages as Russia threatens supplies over a payments dispute with Russia that could lead to energy rationing in Europe's biggest economy. Moscow said that it wanted to be paid in rubles rather than US dollars or euros as per existing supply contracts and threatened to cut off supplies if it didn't happen. The Kremlin's demand has been rejected by Germany and the G7 group of leading developed countries. The German government said Wednesday that the country had enough gas for now, but it urged all consumers, from companies to hospitals and households, to reduce their use as far as possible with immediate effect. The economy minister, Robert Habeck, said in a statement, "Nevertheless, we must take further precautionary measures to be prepared for any escalation by Russia." German gas storage is currently filled to 25% capacity. Putin has given Russia's central bank and Gazprom, the state gas company, until Thursday, which is today, to come up with proposals for accepting payments in rubles rather than US dollars or euros, as was agreed to in supply contracts. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz held a telephone call with Putin on Wednesday and stressed that Berlin is committed to paying for Russian energy only in euros and US dollars. Putin informed Scholz that he is enacting a law that payments for Russian energy supplies would have to be made in rubles, but that does not apply for European partners, and payments would continue to be made in euros and transferred to Gazprom Bank, which is not affected by sanctions, and then converted into rubles. Scholz did not agree to this procedure in the conversation, but asked for written information to better understand the procedure. The European Union is planning to slash consumption of Russian natural gas this year by as much as 66%, as it prepares for a complete break with its single biggest energy supplier. But Europe would struggle to survive for long without Russian gas, and finding an alternative source presents a huge logistical challenge. A recession would be all but assured if Putin cuts off supplies. Austria on Wednesday also issued a warning of possible shortages. The Netherlands said it would ask the public to use less natural gas in a bid to reduce its dependency on Moscow. However, the Dutch government will not be triggering its gas crisis plan. Instead, it hopes to reduce Dutch gas usage through a campaign appealing to its citizens. U.S. residents get $3.2 billion to lower home energy costs from the infrastructure law that will be releasing to help Americans lower home. I just typed up the same sentence twice, which is great. Low-income families spend up to 40% of their paychecks on energy. This investment will help them afford improvements to their homes, such as switching to better insulation, ventilation installation, installing energy-efficient heating and cooling systems, and upgrading lighting and appliances. This amount of money is about 10 times what the government spends retrofitting homes every year. This may seem like a small change, Jennifer Granholm said, but actually they make a very big and immediate impact, saving families hundreds to thousands of dollars per year. The current government program upgrades 38,000 homes annually. The additional amount will push that to 450,000 homes, she said. In 2021, the average nominal retail electricity price paid by U.S. residential electric customers rose at the fastest rate since 2008, increasing 4.3% from 2020 to $13.72 per kilowatt hour. So, with that being, or 13.72 cents per kilowatt hour. Gosh, guys, I'm sorry, it's early. I did want to just kind of touch on a theme here. The date 2008 seems to be coming up a lot. I just thought I would throw that out there. Russian bombers armed with nukes enter EU airspace, fueling tensions with the West. Swedish media reports 4 of Putin's warplanes swooped in over the Baltic toward the island of Gotland. TV4, Expressen, and Aftenbladet all report the formation was 2 Sukhoi Su-24 bombers and 2 Sukhoi Su-27 fighters. Stockholm's military has not yet confirmed the incident despite widespread reporting in Sweden. It is a chilling escalation as tensions continue to rage between the West and Russia over Putin's invasion of Ukraine. Sources told TV4 the move is believed to have been a deliberate attempt to intimidate Sweden. Swedish JAS-39 Gripen jets were sent to intercept the planes, and they were in the airspace for around 1 minute. Stockholm confirmed the interception earlier this month, but the reports that the jets were armed with nukes have only just emerged now. Russia is understood to have at least 500 nuclear weapons designated for use by their bombers, according to the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists. The Swedish Armed Forces declined to comment. At the time of the incursion, Defense Minister of Sweden Peter Hultqvist said the Russian violation of Swedish airspace is, of course, completely unacceptable and will lead to a firm diplomatic response from Sweden. Swedish sovereignty and territory must always be respected. Sweden was, at the time, holding military drills alongside Finland. Neither country is a member of NATO. The incursion also just came after Sweden pledged to send military aid, including 5,000 anti-tank weapons to Ukraine. It was the first time since 1939 that Sweden sent weapons to any country at war. The news comes as Biden and Zelensky have had further talks. Zelensky said he and Biden had discussed specific defensive support, a new package of enhanced sanctions, macro financial and humanitarian aid, and coming off the heels of Biden's unscripted call for Putin to be removed from power. A Justice Department investigation into Hunter Biden's business activities has gained steam in recent months, with a flurry of witnesses providing testimony to federal investigators and more expected to provide interviews in the coming weeks, according to multiple sources familiar with the matter. The probe, led by the U.S. Attorney in Wilmington, Delaware, says it began as early as 2018 and concerns multiple financial and business activities in foreign countries dating to when Biden's father was vice president. Investigators have examined whether Hunter Biden and some of his associates violated money laundering, tax, and foreign lobbying laws, as well as firearm and other regulations, multiple sources said. To do so, law enforcement has gathered information from lobbyists connected to Hunter Biden, from his business partners, from others who have observed his financial engagements, including a woman with whom he had a child that he abandoned. Hunter Biden has not been charged with any crimes and has denied any wrongdoing. His father, Joe Biden, is not being investigated as part of the probe of his son's business activities, according to the sources who have been briefed. The ongoing investigation has persistently raised questions about the ethics and behavior of Joe Biden's son and fueled right-wing political attacks. In 2019, at the time, Donald Trump pressured Ukraine to investigate the Bidens over Hunter's work for Burisma, which is a Ukrainian energy company, eventually leading to Donald Trump's first impeachment. It's amazing that now, we're now admitting that this is a big deal, and you impeached a president over his request for Ukraine to look into something that our own government was looking into at the time of the request. I have a quote, and it's now official. When the world becomes so full of unserious people, they begin to take themselves too seriously. Politicians are a fucking joke. Anyway, it's reported that the FBI took possession of the laptop earlier in the article it said the investigation began in 2018. I guess the laptop came into play in 2019. According to a computer repairman in Delaware who showed reporters a copy of a subpoena. Those discussions have involved investigators from the FBI, the IRS Criminal Investigation Agency, which I didn't know existed, and prosecutors in Delaware at Justice Department headquarters. Hunter Biden has publicly discussed his own substance abuse struggles, and some justice officials have debated whether his open discussions of his past drug use could potentially weaken their case if they bring one. Some officials have noted that Biden could argue he wasn't aware of wrongdoing because he was on drugs, the source said. Are you fucking kidding me? So now, if we're intoxicated, well, I was drunk. I didn't know I was driving down the road. Well, I was high. I didn't know I was murdering him. Like, do we make Others have countered that Biden's own public accounts of his recovery show he was fully responsible for his actions now under scrutiny, according to the person briefed on the matter. Biden described in media interviews last year that he was addicted to drugs, which raised the possibility he broke federal law when he bought a firearm. Federal law prohibits firearm purchases by anyone who uses or is addicted to illegal drugs. It's unclear whether the gun incident remains an active part of the investigation. Shocker. This two-tiered system, people wonder why we don't trust anyone anymore, whether it be the system itself, the justice system, or politicians or anything like that. If this was any average citizen, they would already be in prison. It would have been it wouldn't have even been a question. The dazzling northern lights lit up the skies. I guess this article was written yesterday, but and could be seen as far as the northern United States. So there was a detection of 17 solar eruptions blasting from a single sunspot, 2 of which are headed straight, or were headed straight to Earth. It's hard because when I read these articles, it's like I'm speaking in past tense, but the article is written in future tense. The 2 Earth detected eruptions have merged into a cannibal coronal mass ejection, and they were barreling towards us at 1,881,263 miles per hour. When it crashes into the Earth's magnetic field, from the night of March 30th to April 1st, the result will be a powerful G3 geomagnetic storm, according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration Space Weather Prediction Center, or the SWPC. G3 storms are classified as strong geomagnetic storms, meaning that the oncoming sunblast could bring the aurora as far south as Pennsylvania, Iowa, and Oregon. And I'm seeing some tweets this morning that are suggesting that it was seen even as far south as Colorado. The sunspot has been shooting out flares of electrically charged particles from the sun's plasma soup since Monday, March 28th. Sunspots are areas on the sun's surface where powerful magnetic fields created by the flow of electrical charges knot into kinks and then they snap. And the resulting release of energy launches bursts of electrical charges and radiation called solar flares, or explosive jets of solar material called coronal mass ejections, or CMEs. The energy from the storm is expected to be harmlessly absorbed by our magnetic field, but large solar storms still have the potential to wreak havoc. Scientists think that the largest ever solar storm that was witnessed during contemporary history was the 1859 Carrington effect, which carried roughly the same energy as 10 billion 1 megaton atomic bombs. After slamming into the Earth, the powerful stream of solar particles fried telegram systems all over the world, caused auroras brighter than the light of the full moon to appear as far south as the Caribbean. If a similar event happened today, it would cause trillions of dollars in damage and widespread blackouts. So, that is your Thursday edition of Everything Yesterday This Morning. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. Like, share, subscribe, do all the things because you love me and I love you, and it's going to be awesome. You guys take care. Have a great day.